Hello and welcome to Talking Out a Slot, the special edition short versions of our group matches for the World Cup of Slot. I'm Nick.
And I'm Scott. And this is going to be match 2 of a 16 round first. No, 8 round, sorry. 8 round. 16 team.
Panicking then.
16.
When are we going to have lunch?
It gets ever longer. There's 16 teams have been selected, randomly drawn out of a big red pot, and we're now playing the first round of the tournament, which is a knockout. And so this is match 2, and this is between Avant Slot and Thunder Slot.
This is a feisty tussle. I can see this one getting feisty.
Well, this is an interesting one for me because I don't have a Thunder Slot.
Me neither, and I've not really been inspired to.
Okay, so we'll have to take that into account. So, well, shall we start then? Shall we start with a Thunder Slot and see what we know, which maybe not much?
So what do we know? It's a former engineer from NSR who took the NSR model with the triangular drop arms on low, wide, that's kind of sub 132nd scale height, 128 scale width, and whatever length sort of works out. And did the Lola T70 to begin with. Started with the coupe, went to the Can-Am cars. People loved them, waxed lyrical about them. Normally those of an NSR persuasion who don't mind soft detail, odd scaling.
Portions. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we had one at the club, Dale, who was very much of the I want to upgrade everything, and this is, it should start off as a piece of pure engineering, and we're not racing model cars. We're racing projectiles. He bought one, and it wasn't as quick as the Slotted GT40s or the NSRs, which, not on our track anyway, and nothing he did could make it quicker. So it sort of died a death at our club. And I know that there are people that swear by them, and I'm sure that, if you race Can-Ams, they are on your list of things that are potentially going to be very, very quick. But nothing about them particularly excites me. And then we had the travesty of the Mustang, which is the founder. He's got that car. That's his road car. He made a maximum slotified version of it to celebrate his car and celebrate how much in the grey area of 132nd scale slot car racing you can make something. It was a car that never competed as a race car, so it only comes out in road liveries. It's a personal indulgence, which is fine, but it says nothing to me. So,
well, yeah,
Thunder Slot doesn't.
Okay, if you own your own slot car company, then you can make what you like. I guess.
Yeah,
that's fine. I can add very little to that. You know more about them than I do, and so therefore not very qualified. I like you. I look at them and I think, yeah, they're kind of more go faster than pretty, which on my axis is kind of too far, and they're quite expensive. So, yeah, and they haven't really made a model of something which I felt, I've got to have that. It's the only. I can't think of what if they did a Toyota 7, for example, and they were the only people who did a Toyota 7. Yeah, then I would probably get one. Turning to Avant Slot,
Yep.
an interesting, a bit of a curate's egg Avant Slot, aren't they? I mean, what I see is lots of rally cars, quick, somewhat fragile, not necessarily always out the box, completely smooth running. You have to maybe just adjust the odd thing or two. Recently, bodies have been nice, and also recently they've been doing some very interesting, quirky stuff. Vans and trailers. The Mercedes Transporter with the 1950s car. Got that right. That was I would say. Which looked beautiful. I managed to resist buying one. I love the idea that it's been created. Clearly, there's a market for that sort of thing. So I kind of see them making regular go faster slot rally cars plus other things.
Well, I mean, they started off with LMPs and rally cars, and that's kind of bread and butter. So, they had the Audi R10 and the Peugeot 90, whichever, the diesel one.
6, I think. No, 7.
Don't know. Either way. Odd that two manufacturers should come up with two very similar diesel V10s at the same time, isn't it? When there was no real competition around. Anyway, so those cars were very, very, very quick, and Avant Slot remains the pace setter in our modern LMP class, but with the Kramer K8 from 1995, which is effectively a Porsche 962 Cabriolet, but it cannot be beaten on Ninko without magnets because there's such a big magnet in the motor.
Okay.
In the same way that the Mirage that they did in their one classic is unbeatable. In fact, we have a gentleman's agreement not to run it, those of us that have them, because you end up lapping everything by about lap 3 of a 10-lap race. So those that didn't, we had the opportunity to buy them for about 20 quid each.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of a dealer deal when there was stock that wasn't shifting because people looked at it at the time and went, Mirage, not sure. So a few of us bought them, others didn't. Then suddenly the price rocketed, so nobody else could access them. So we decided, you know what, it's not fair on everyone else, and it's not much fun to lap them twice in a 10-lap race. So we've stopped running them.
You say that, I don't. It sounds quite good to me, but but I suppose that's a quirk of you running on Ninko, isn't it? So if someone was racing this on wood, there was no magnetic benefit from the low motor.
Yeah,
but I think it would still be a very quick car.
I think they're still
low,
very quick.
Low
the bodywork is incredibly light. I think it's about 9 grams for the Mirage, and the same for the LMPs. Then you've got the Dakar cars. So they're in there. They've done 6-wheel trucks. They do the Mitsubishi Lancer hatchbacky sort of odd-looking thing, but it's they're playing a good game. They're doing a good mix. Obviously, it's fairly Spanish-centric in having the rally stuff as well. But it's good rally stuff. I've got 2 of the Peugeot 207s, the S2000s, which are magnificent rally cars. Yes, the wheels come off more often than some models, but that's now been sorted, I think, because my ones have got their originals with plastic wheels. Stick a set of alloys on them and screw them on properly, and you're away.
You're sorted.
The Subaru and the Evo 10 that followed, they're decent modern slot cars for sure. And now they're delving back into the 80s with the Ferrari 308, which seems to be conquering all in 80s, 90s rally. We've got the Datsun, Nissan 240 RS. We've got the Quattro just come as a resin, but that's more of a collectible with the transporter and everything else. But there's more to come. We've just seen the first shots of the Mitsubishi Galant.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. And
they definitely seem to be more active than they have been, haven't they? I mean, they were kind of Avant Slot cars were rare and few and far between for a while, but they now seem to be producing something new several times a year. So they're definitely more active. So I think as we come towards the final whistle on the match, I think
it's about 4-0.
It's about 4-0. I think it's a clear victory for Avant Slot. Variation, the different kinds of models, availability, all that sort of thing. And certainly from them, I've got 4 Mantas and one of the Alpines. I think I can't think what else I've got.
I forgot the Manta. I've got 3 of those.
And they're lovely. I mean, I think they're great. They look pretty accurate. Very lightweight, very fast, quite fragile when they fall off the track. But if the track's up high, but otherwise, pretty good. So I think we can declare a clear win for Avant Slot. Congratulations, Avant Slot. So that's the end of match 2. We'll keep carrying on. Match 3.
What's coming up, Scott? What's match 3? Up?
Match 3 is going to be SCX versus MR Slot Car.
Ooh.
So talk about polar differences.
Quite.
Anyway, look out for match 3 coming up soon.
See you
Thanks
next
for
time.
watching, folks. Bye.